Hi, I'm Mike Winter. I'm a Canadian high performance athlete, three-time Olympian, three-time Pan American athlete, world championship athlete. I am a rider representative on eventing high performance for Equestrian Canada. I started riding at 9 years old and just outside Toronto. Always loved animals and sport, and I fell in love with riding and horses and couldn't spend enough time at the barn riding school horses, signing up for everything I could from all the pony club activities and Prince Philip Games, quiz, all the stable management stuff, went through my pony club levels. Later then leasing a horse, finally getting my own horse, falling in love with the sport of eventing. Um, and all the way along, I think I've had various moments of transition from doing it as a hobby to doing it as a profession, to now eventing alongside my family in England. I think I took it on because I saw a huge void and a lack of sort of joined up thinking in um, eventing and what was happening in Canada, whether that was through high performance leadership and providing of programming to athletes, as well as seeing a lot of my fellow Canadians, I mean, me as well, leaving Canada and a lack of access to upper level competitions in Canada. I mean, amazing job they keep Bromont going, and what a fabulous event and what a great showcase that is for eventing in Canada. But across the country, we've seen a huge decline, especially in qualifying events for international level competition. And without those professionals going to professional high performance riders, particularly going to Canada and spending the summer there, there's a lack of mentorship, a lack of participation in competition that makes venues viable, and the quality instruction. And I'd love to see other Canadian high performance athletes participate in coaching certification. I've done that here in England. I think that educational aspect is really, really important. So we're providing the best training pathways for up and coming riders, and making sure that we have a growth aspect to all equestrian sport in Canada, and my particular interest in eventing growth in Canada. I see, like I said before, high performance being a leadership, teamwork, and a mentoring example through all levels of the sport. And one of my particular interests in that is social license. And I think we have an opportunity, because we get the most media coverage as high performance athletes, to show the best side of our sport. And I think if we can show the reason we do it, for the love of horses and the partnerships we develop along with our teammates and those both human and equine interactions, and with the highest level of horsemanship and sportsmanship, I think we can really be a shining example to grassroots sports, and hopefully we all benefit from it. The exposure we get from things like the Pan American Games and winning gold medals, if that voice is used in a good way, that can help the sport grow and help the sport navigate its way into a positive direction, I think we can all benefit from each other. That's really important. From a social license perspective, I mean, there are the things in the headlines at the moment about hyperflexion or equipment, what equipment is appropriate, what isn't, spur marks, things like that. And I think the FEI is doing a really good job setting those rules and policing those rules both on field of play, in venue, and even most recently, off venue, where what training methods people are using at home. And I think that's really important. Along with drug rules, I think the FEI has a very good stance on a zero drug tolerance. I wish some of the national federations would do what they do in the UK, which is have a zero drug tolerance in all sport, and I think in all ridden horses. So that's from schoolies and how pain management is dealt with there, or temperament management is dealt with there. I don't think horses should be ridden on with medical intervention. And I don't think pain management through medical intervention belongs on field of play. Um, I think we have a really, really good group of high performance athletes at the moment. The messaging coming from the high performance leadership is about being more competitive, paying attention to global trends, like we talked earlier, and what kind of scores we need to be posting to win medals, like we did at the Pan American Games. But from the Pan American Games to Olympics and World Championships is a big jump. There's a lot of much more competitive nations involved in those. And I really hope to see us not just achieve the odd competitive result. I hope that the building of a program through strong leadership and team building, through technical leadership and aligning training pathways with competitive execution, we can have a sustainable, competitive, um, um, sorry, a sustainable, competitive place on the world stage. And I think that messaging going all the way through other members and grassroots hopefully shows that through hard work, determination, teamwork, and a a loving, productive, athletic partnership with our equine athletes, that we can achieve great things. I think so much of riding in horses is about feel and about experience and about things that maybe aren't that tangible to everybody. And but that doesn't mean those things are not part of a more scientific approach towards improvement. And as a high performance program, we've engaged in all kinds of different metrics to measure different aspects of what we're doing, whether that be heart rate monitoring, GPS for cross country measuring, um, or even how we analyze our results, how we look at our past results and create predictions for the future that are attainable, where we see marginal gains. Um, and really, even the way we knew we had a goal to qualify for the Olympics. So how we didn't just look at our own results, we looked at other countries' results and what kind of scores we had to put up to qualify. And I think we did that. We really had a lot of confidence in what we had done in training, where we had made gains, um, and what kind of scores we could put up compared to the other countries. And um, I think and obviously we exceeded expectations. I mean, winning gold medal is really, really important because it showed how this kind of more comprehensive approach, rather than just having a training camp where a coach taught us how to do a better half pass or a better flying change, or balance better to a fence to get to a better stride, or go a bit faster cross country. These are all important aspects of improvement in training, but the ability to analyze what we're doing and make reasonable predictions about what's achievable is more what I see as a program. It's not about one person giving us one key piece of information, which is transformative. It's about a fully comprehensive approach towards analyzing and and understanding things, even if it is to do with what your feel is or your experience, understanding why you feel that, why you feel the horse is tired, or why you feel the horse is fitter. It just is a more insightful way of approaching sport, and so many other sports do it. I think it's about time we do as well. I, I I would be lying to say that I've always had the best engagement with Equestrian Canada as it pertains to its support of high performance um, and them facilitating the things I felt they needed to do as a governing body for us to progress and succeed our program. But I think, in fairness, as this group has been put together with yourself, Emily, Rebecca, our selectors, Bruce, Bonnie and Bruce, Matt Ryan, I think James has done a wonderful job of um, facilitating our enthusiasm, our ideas, and being able to let us create our own leadership structure within high performance. And I think that was earned, really. So whether it's productive to say EC never facilitated it, or maybe high performance never had its stuff together enough to be able to have the latitude to um, steer its own ship, let's say. Um, so it has been a really a personal growth thing as well. Being part of this committee, it's a really committed group of people, 12 months of the year, not just in the build up to championships. I think we're only getting started. I think that if we can start to align priorities, like with the National Committee on Competitions, grassroots, and how we all work together to create growth, because growth creates income for Equestrian Canada. And that's a growth strategy is really, really important. Not just for high performance, a growth strategy is important for the sustainability of our national governing body. And I would love to be a part of that. And I've had really positive engagements from Lisa and Meg as well when I reached out to them to talk about social license and where Equestrian Canada was with that, and what other aspects beyond TAC or training methods, like I mentioned earlier about the environment and what bedding we use for horses, how we transport horses, how we manage equestrian facilities, and like I said, medication and after sport care for horses. So I've felt really good about the engagement I've had over the last few years. And I appreciate that Equestrian Canada has a lot of different areas of focus. And I just hope that high performance stays a important focus, and that we can be invited to be a part of some of those other challenging areas like grassroots development, national competitions, things like that. I'll just start by saying, again, linking back to social media, high performance globally is responsible for a lot of the social license violations. So it needs to prove its importance, because its importance is not just, for me, navigated through an understanding of equestrian sport. It's navigated through an understanding of the world and how equestrian sport fits into that. And high performance needs to understand that. So there's that. Then there's also a growth of equestrian sport in general requires an industry, and an industry requires professionals. And what motivates professionals is a competitive trajectory to high performance. And I think, again, high performance athletes need to engage in coaching certification to be part of that message and be part of that wider strategy. So I'm not here to tell you high performance is doing everything right and are taking a lead in equestrian sport that everyone should follow. I think we all have a role to play. High performance athletes have to perform in competition and do it in the right way, aligned with social licensing. High performance athletes need to be an asset to the sport through participating in coaching development and certification, so that they are educating the next generation in the best way with the most correct training. And in doing those things, achieving in competition, achieving the right way in competition, and placing importance not on their own accolades, but in what they can contribute as educators, I think that high performance can be a wonderful asset to equestrian sport from grassroots level through youth development, through amateur enjoyment, through nurturing other professionals to do what they're doing and mentoring. And that is really sums it up for me of where high performance is now and where I see high performance could be.